Good morning. Welcome to Village in Motion. Today is Wednesday, January 10th, 2018. In case you're wondering why we had a little Elvis music there, I understand that Elvis Presley's birthday was earlier this week, but last week was Chef Michael Ritt's birthday.
Well, we don't let people know that. It's just another day on the calendar to me.
Just another day on the calendar. Welcome.
Thank you. Before we start, I really want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Woodland Skies team, Troy and Delia and Priscilla, and also Zainab, Chef Mama, and Ada and Shannon, and G and Claudia and the catering team. And I know you were there last night, and we did a Brazilian theme last night, and you know, all the managers that helped out. It was really, Q was in there in the back helping us out, and it was just a fantastic event. I think you all really, to the point where you guys want to do this all over again.
Well, I tasted some foods I hadn't tasted before, and polenta being one of them. I could have just eaten that, and actually we went home and sat there and said, I never want to eat again. This was more food than I've ever eaten in my entire life. And every bite of it was wonderful.
Yeah, we had Ty down there and Jason. We had the whole team down there, and everybody did a fantastic job.
It was very, very lovely.
Especially, you know, big shout out to just the Woodland Skies team and the catering, and you know, the Jefferson chefs came over, and the fireside. Everybody. It was everybody just jumping in, and you know,
it was a great team effort.
It was a fantastic event. And
for those of you who haven't tried a chef's night out before, which my husband and I hadn't, we encourage you to try it.
Absolutely.
It's an interesting and delightful experience.
And they're always something different. You know, we try to take something that we haven't done here in a while. I know I did one a couple years ago. We did a night down on the bayou, and we always try to pick a theme and something that you don't see up in the dining rooms. That's why we want to, you know, we want to make it a little different. And I think we really hit a home run with this one.
This was great. Very, very interesting.
And the vision from Ty on let's do a Brazilian theme, and it went really, really well.
It was terrific.
So
very, very good. Before we go too far, we need to remember this is a call-in show.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's give our watchers our number. It's 703-663-3333. So please, if you have questions for Chef Michael, call us. We're here.
First thing I want to talk about, and this is very important, obviously we know tis the season for flu and norovirus, and as many people have noticed, we've taken condiments off the tables. We've made some changes in the cafe. You'll see some new sneeze guards coming into the Jefferson, and this is not an inconvenience. This may be an inconvenience, but
why did you take the condiments off the table?
Well, what we want to do is we want to keep, you know, the protection of the residents from passing germs on.
If I have germs,
and then you pass it on to me, and I don't know if, you know, something like the flu or norovirus may show up in a couple days that you've had, and now it's transferred on. So you'll see us going to what we call PCs, personal, you know, they're the personal consumption, personal use items, like the ketchup, the mustard, the salt, the peppers, just like what the sugar packets are. And this is just for protection. And you'll see like the drink station in the cafe, well, that roped off so that we can service you. We just want to eliminate all the opportunities to spread the germs. We're very big on, we pre-shift this with the kitchen, with the servers, and we make sure that we have the right chemicals in here that fight both the flu and the norovirus, and we're cleaning down the tables and the chairs and the pagers and the menus and everything. You know, we have making sure we're talking to our staff about, and even residents, you know, the big thing is washing your hands. You know, constantly washing your hands.
Hot water, lots of soap.
You know, at least 30 seconds, 45 seconds.
I think you're supposed to sing happy birthday
to yourself. And this is really, really important. And, you know, we're doing this for everyone's protection, not just residents, but, you know, this affects the employees as well. So, you know, you'll see some changes happening, and this is just for everybody's safety. You know, and it's protocol. We've been through this, you know, it's the season. This is January going into February. This is the season that you'll see the flu and the norovirus, and there's a lot of precautions that we take, and, you know, so we just wanted to let it know that you'll see it happening. And, you know, this is not just a make it inconvenience. Maybe it is. We apologize, but it's for your own good and everybody's safety.
It's a good inconvenience.
It is.
Yes.
A couple things we have coming up. January 20th, we have the student holiday party for those under 21. And
Because they weren't included in the
adult
holiday party. that
Correct.
was in
We have
December.
a separate one. So that day we'll be suspending reservations and the dining rooms will be closing an hour early.
So that's Saturday the 20th.
Yes. And I think, you know, the residents understand this, and there'll be cubby stuffers coming out. There'll be notification coming out. We'll put it on our menu. There'll be, you know, flyers coming out, and I think everybody understands. You know, I think the students, they work so hard, and they're a huge part of the success of dining, and I know the residents have a soft spot for them, so I think, you know, this is their day to just...
I remember the kids last year had a wonderful time.
Absolutely.
They had great door prizes, and they had like
Same.
awards, like
Oh, yeah.
Server of the Year awards.
Absolutely,
They had a
and we're
great
going to
time.
same thing, and you know, they're going to have a great time. There's going to be, you know, music and the food, and like you said, there's going to be door prizes and all that. So I think, you know, I think the residents understand. There'll be more information to follow.
Good.
Another thing we want to talk about, and I see you brought the props today.
Oh, yeah, we have some props.
And amnesty runs through this week, through the 12th, and you'll see tables in front of all the dining rooms, and no names, no questions, no, you know, this is just, if you have something, you found something, you know, bring it by and drop it off. And I think you and I were just, before taping, talking about, people don't realize the cost. I think we said just the flatware set, just the flatware is about $5 a set.
This knife alone, what did I learn about the knife? These knives cost $25.38 a dozen. It
But
all
you do the
adds
math.
up.
It's a little over $2 that we're
Yes,
paying
right.
for a knife.
Even the napkins, we rent these napkins.
And
so,
they cost- so
so
we-
if you're in a dining room and you say, well, yeah, this corn muffin is really good, and I'm just going to wrap it up in this napkin and take it home, we rent these napkins.
Absolutely, and
And
when when they count them, and they're not all there, we get a service charge added on. So if they're like, well, we gave you 200, we have 175, we have to charge you for the 25. And understand, this is the residents' money. You know, our job is to be good stewards of the money. I think what we said was salt and pepper shakers are $3 each, not a pair.
$3, and these things I know in
So-
the cafe, they regularly march out the door.
I would take a, you know, a
How about,
guess.
I know we have a huge wine glass problem. How much do those wine glasses cost?
These are, I would say around, you know, if I don't know off the top of my head, $3 to $4 a piece.
A piece?
Yeah, you know, if you look at this tray right here, including the tray and the napkin, you know, I would lowball it probably around the whole, everything included, between $25 and $30.
And the trays themselves are a huge problem. These trays magically fit very nicely on a rollator.
Absolutely.
And they roll down the halls on a regular basis.
What do we say if we have 1,800 residents, and even if a quarter of them took one set of home throughout the year, it's around $12,000.
That's a lot of pieces of filet.
That's a lot of money. You know, when you think about that, that's, you know, and we have to purchase this stuff because, you know, the one thing is we need this stuff these are essential items to operate. So, you know, that's why we decided to do the amnesty. No questions asked. Listen, I understand. Everybody understands. Like you said, I'm going to roll this corn muffin up. Okay, that's fine. Or,
But
you know, I
bring
walked
back
out
the
with
napkin.
I walked out with my glass of wine because I didn't want to leave it on the table. Hey, listen. We understand all this going on.
But
It's
bring
just-
it back.
Bring it back. No questions asked. You know, I think it's a great program. If it works well, we'll do it again.
Right.
And listen, what we want to do is be good stewards of all of your money.
That's right.
You know, because
This is our money.
absolutely. Coming up on February 9th,
February 9th. Next month.
Yes. We have our Valentine's pop-up store. We did it last year. It's going to be in Town Center, either in the classroom or the cards room. We have not solidified the room, but there'll be plenty of information coming out. Again, we're going to have selling the pastries and the cakes and the pies and items like that from our baker.
So we can plan ahead for our Valentine's
Yeah,
gifts.
we're going to, from the chocolatier that we do work with, we're going to also sell chocolates for Valentine's Day, so we'll have that, and we'll have all this information coming out, what's available, the amounts, the price, and all that. And we're looking at, we haven't solidified this, that possibly we'll also be having roses. So
Oh,
this will
good.
be the pop-up store on February 9th. It's going to go from 11 to 3, again in Town Center. And once we get all the details solidified, we'll definitely, you know, we communicate out in dining, that's for sure.
So all of this information that we're finding here is available on your dining services calendar, which is available in every dining room near the entry. So always watch for this every month. It comes out on the first day of the month, and you can find this information and reminder about everything that's going on.
Absolutely, everything that's going on, what
And
we're doing.
today is an important day because today is the January birthday. And there's going to be a cake in every dining room, right?
Correct. We have those. We do that it's usually the first Wednesday. We try to, or depending on the calendar, first or second Wednesday of the month. And for all those who have birthdays in January, we'll have a cake out there. So.
I plan to have another birthday this month.
There you go.
I try to
There you
have one
go.
every month.
But, you know, things are going well in dining. In Jefferson, you know, we've made some changes in Jefferson, but I was just over there last night and talked to a few residents, and, you know, everything's going fine.
Good.
I understand, listen, we all know that change, people have to adapt to it, and sometimes adjustment to change takes time. But everything we do here, we do for the betterment of the program and for our residents. You know, we're always trying to say, how can we improve the program? How can we make the program more effective, efficient, and just give you that dining experience that you all deserve? You know, we're not here to take anything away or force anything, you know, on anybody. And the one thing I always tell, and I know, you know, you've known me for a few years, the one thing I always promote is, you know, with the dining program, try, you know, don't isolate yourself to one dining room. You know, travel around. I understand that at times there's, you know, some people have the inability to, and I understand that, but if you do, take advantage of the dining program.
Sure.
You know, we have different menus in all the venues, and we're rotating them with specials, and Jefferson rotates every day, and you know, we're putting daily specials over in Fireside and just things like that.
And
so.
don't hesitate to get out and try new things and use those comment cards.
Absolutely.
Which right now are not on the tables because
Correct.
of the
Correct.
the disease problem, but they will reappear.
Right.
And understand that we look at those comment cards. And I
Absolutely.
say we because since I'm on the Dining Services Committee, I see all of the comment cards.
Well, they also go to all the venues. And
All
the
the
managers,
venues, the managers, the chefs.
Absolutely. Everybody, and they take it seriously. And all those comments we use to, when we make the changes monthly on the menus.
Well, now that I have tasted polenta,
I heard you last night, and we're gonna.
I'm gonna put that on there and see if somebody will try that on a menu.
Absolutely, you know, and I think, you know, things like what we saw last night, you know, was a big hit, and maybe some of those items we bring to the dining rooms.
Well, it's good to try new foods, and I know we were talking here before we started this morning about we all come from different parts of the country and have tried different foods, and there's some things like quinoa is something that none of us had ever heard of in our lives.
True.
But it's a very, very healthy food.
It's a healthy grain, and it's like one of the superfoods they call
Right.
it.
And it would be good for all of us to eat more of it.
Absolutely.
But first we have to get the first bite in our mouth and try it.
And try it. You know, there's a lot of things that, you know, we have the healthy section on Fireside and Woodlands menu, and try it. You know, you don't know until you try it.
Until you get that first bite in your mouth.
Absolutely.
Jicama is another one. I'd never tasted jicama before I came
Great
here.
to make a salad with
And
it.
it's wonderful.
Absolutely.
It's good hot, it's good cold.
Shred it up, and I've made like a jicama salad or a coleslaw with it.
There you
it's
go.
really
But can you spell it? That's the...
Jicama.
There you go. You can. I had to look it up.
That's all right. So yeah, we have a lot going on, you know, with dining, and again, we're always, you'll see, especially during this time of year, you know, it's very big on, you'll see adjustments like I spoke about. So, you know, things are going well.
Well, that's good. Well, we thank you for joining us this morning.
No problem.
Good deal. I'm sorry no one called in,
You know, sometimes I look at that as, you know, no news is good news.
but that's all
I'm
right.
sure people will find me walking, you know, I didn't want to call in, but I have a question.
But I
to
have a
share.
question, but that's
And I
all
tell
right.
people, you know, all the time, if you see me, stop. You know, that's what all the managers we're here for. You know, you're not bothering us. You know, our job is to provide you that dining experience you deserve. And if you have a question, a comment, or a concern, I always say, and I know it sounds corny, I don't know what I don't know.
That's right.
So,
Well, ask Chef Michael or any of our dining services staff, or put a comment card in your dining venue. We
absolutely.
appreciate it. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.